will change. What they needed as a baby will not be the same when they're going to be more established and have more subscriptions. So it's a process that I'm excited to be a part, because I feel like I also grow with the company as it evolves.
So Maria Sharapova looks at fonts.
I love fonts. That's one of my favorite parts.
I mean, mine too. Don't get me wrong. But let's talk a little bit more about balance, which we touched on earlier. Now, in this new era of your life, I can see there might be some parts that you've pulled from your past. You kind of were known as an athlete who was all in on the court, but would take breaks. Would take your 2 weeks off, or would take a month, and breathe a little bit, find that separation. Whereas some others just simply don't. They're heads down all the time. I see business owners too who never kind of look up from what they're doing, especially right when they're starting a company. I'm wondering if you could just talk a little bit about this balance that you've been able to strike at various points during your life, and what business owners can learn from that.
Right. Well, I spent over 20 years of my life mostly focusing on this one craft and doing everything I could to make myself and my team expedite that process and grow into being a champion. And I realized that you have to set those priorities, and you have to make those commitments and sacrifices to yourself and to your team. You have to be an example to your team. But you must also occasionally extract yourself from being so deep inside the thick and the thin of every single day, of working through the kinks, of looking through your success, and to zoom out of this perspective and say, you know what, I need to take care of myself, because when I'm doing things the correct way for me, for my mind, for my body, I will eventually contribute in a better way. I took those trips when I was competing. My coaches knew that if I would commit myself for a good 5 to 7 days on the court, I'd need a day off. And I would, if I was in a beautiful city, I would go explore a city and get lost and turn my phone off and take a book. I read a lot on the road. So, whether it was a business book or a novel or an autobiography, I loved learning. I loved exploring. And I think that the way that you can, when you're always around the same circle of people, like I was throughout my entire career, I had to extract from other avenues in order to learn and in order to grow. And sometimes when you're so in it, you forget to do that. You forget to expose yourself to maybe unfamiliar territory. For me, that was through travel, that was through design, which I loved so much. But it really, and speaking to, people and business owners and leaders from who I grew, from who I learned,